This episode of Dread and Breakfast contains a violent description at minutes 10 to 11 that may be difficult for some listeners. A full list of content warnings can be found on our website, dnbpod.com. Be safe. Thanks. Previously on Dread and Breakfast.
So we weren't talking to what we've come to call the regulars. We were talking to something else.
Whatever is happening here is a lot bigger and has gone unchecked for a very long time.
Frankly, folks, we're about to make this place happier than a skunk on snow skis.
Cacophony growing and growing and growing.
How unhinged do we want to be? And how...
There's more?
The rack teeters a little bit before pitching forward towards the counter, and everybody make another pull.
I think the tower's too bad. I think Winnie's gonna sacrifice herself.
Holy shit.
Oh!
Things have gotten intense here, right? If you wanted to go get your boy and make sure that your family is accounted for...
Leaving seems like not a bad idea. You're right.
Can we try a cleansing ritual now?
It's my recipe book, page 7.
No, that's staying. I hard veto muffins.
Winnie will point at the order tickets where they have been speared.
Let's start with these. It starts to catch.
There's no off button for this, which is kind of this.
Everybody looks up and outside of the window as they behold a gigantic, dark, black, spinning cloud, blowing coalwood dust and debris from the Harvest Festival towards the forest. Chip. Wind thrashes at your back, propelling you along as you crash through the forest. All around you is foliage thicker than you seem to remember ever being. You hear the constant ticking and trilling of a cacophony of bugs, chattering and cries of animals in the night, both the hunters and the hunted. It is dark. Make a pull.
Oh, fuck. Oh, Mr. Bankerton, I believe in you.
I believe in me also.
The tower is fine, which I am gonna deal with. We'll deal with that, don't you worry.
I'm fine if it stays fine, personally. We can just leave it.
Well, let's just call that a difference of perspective. Nettles sting at your ankles, Chip, and a thorny branch rakes across your cheek, but still you push on, dodging rocks and roots, and every now and then, a pipe sticking straight out from the ground, reaching, gasping from hundreds of feet below. Air intakes from the mine woven underneath this godforsaken town. Make another pull.
Oh, don't fall into the mine shaft. Jacob, what if all of your characters die by falling into the mine shaft this season? What if this is your thing? Buddy.
Oh!
Jacob.
It was spicy.
The earth shakes and you stumble, falling. Your flashlight goes flying as you fall, and the woods around you are illuminated by the colors that streak across the sky. Red, yellow, blue. You close your eyes tight to shut it out for just a moment to try and recenter your mind. Chip, when you imagine your boy, when you hold him in your mind's eye, what's the first thing that you notice?
I guess just thinking about how scared he must be, or that I guess imagine he is. I've certainly had a terrifying night, and last time he was alone in the woods, he was scared. I guess I'm thinking back to that night.
How telling it is that when you imagine your boy, you think first of his emotional state. What is going through your mind? What emotions are you feeling? And what exactly is your plan?
I mean, I guess for me, this is kind of a rare moment of clarity, of kind of exact focus. Like, just, I gotta get to him. I gotta make sure he's okay. In this situation, I don't know if I have thought that far ahead. It's kind of a singular focus.
A singular focus, all reaction, all impulse, all love and care for your son. Your eyes snap open, and suddenly you can see what was lost in the whirl of panic before. A small path, so narrow that you almost miss it. You scramble up to your feet and follow the path winding through deeper into the woods. Make a pull.
Jacob.
Ooh.
I will say, Jacob, after your last one...
Ooh.
Okay.
All right, nicely done, Jacob. It's looking
Very
a
good.
little sketch at the bottom now, but that's fine.
We'll just pull from the top.
I have my goals, and I feel like we've just accomplished one. Let's move forward.
Hey, good job, team!
Chip, you reach the century tree, and what you see causes you to freeze in fear. The witch, only 10 times scarier than any damn rhyme or riddle ever made her seem. She is pale, papery, dead, but still moving with the frenetic tension of someone up against a deadline. Someone who knows what they are doing, but is straining to complete a ritual before it's too late. You see your boy, limp but still breathing, wrapped in a gauzy material against the tree.
Stab. I mean, I'm going to reach for my steak knife that I have and charge at this horrific creature that's clearly attacking and harming my son.
Ooh, what a beautiful, like, in two points in time, parallel.
Make me a pull.
Gladly.
Pull to stab witch.
With steak knife, comma stab. Cross out back in your notes, write in Eloise. Like, oh shit, Jacob.
You monster.
But what if, all right, let me revise. What if all of your characters die at the century tree this
Chip, you advance towards the witch. How are you moving?
Quickly. Knife first.
You're just charging straight at her. Are you saying anything?
Stab.
Just saying stab, stab, stab
Yes.
as you run?
No, I'm saying stab. Chip is just...
Screaming?
Is he screaming? I imagine there's some involuntary screaming in a situation like this. I can't say I have any first-hand knowledge, but I feel like in this situation you will be screaming.
Chip, as you advance, you let out a guttural and involuntary yell. The witch whips around, revealing a wrinkled, sagging face with eyes wide, bulging unnaturally from their sockets, filled with a deep fury. She spots you and screams,
"Interloper! Get away! Time grows short, get away!"
and you lunge at the witch. She doesn't move as you pass through her and stumble to the ground beyond her. Make me a pull.
Oh, it's a damn shame Mr. Bankerton didn't pay attention to the fucking crazy people talking about ghost shit.
Chip, it's okay. She's just magnets.
What delicious irony.
The witch's magnets.
The witch's magnets.
Yeah.
Chip, you stumble to the ground. You hit hard on the packed earth, and before you can even react, the witch flicks her arm towards you, and a wave of spiders grows tall before crashing over you, pinning you to the ground. Oof. You watch in restrained terror as the witch turns back towards your boy. With a bloated, waterlogged hand, she pulls out a coalwood branch, sharpened to a sickening point. She holds it up as a flash of red light arcs across the sky, but though illuminated, you notice it almost seems like the form of her hand is flickering. She lowers the branch towards your boy, and you watch helpless as she presses its point into the skin of his arm and begins to drag it along, cutting him.
Fuck.
Though the point of the stick moves in a straight line, fingers of a dark mark spread out, creating a zigzagged blemish on Chip Jr.'s fleshy, formerly perfect arm. Trails of blood streak down from where the witch has wounded him. His innocent blood drips onto the ground, mixing with spider webs collected at the base of the tree. As soon as this happens, hundreds or thousands more of the same black spiders that are crawling all over your body and pinning you down with a collective force that you do not understand. They immediately descend and engulf your son's arm and body as well. You watch in horror as these spiders quickly engulf his small frame. The witch reaches out her disgusting hand again, but this time gently caresses his face. And she says,
"Passed among and in one tongue, this ritual shall bring an opening, a siphoning, as power starts to sing. A door unlocked, a might unblocked, would threaten total flood. Balanced now with sacrifice, edified in blood. Let the flowers be forgotten, buds to ashes, dust to dust. The endless force beneath the earth we bind in common trust."
How's your struggle with the spiders going?
How's the struggle? How's the struggle with the spider? Probably not good, Christine.
I mean, you tell me. If it's up to me, it's going great. I've defeated and crushed all of them, and I'm back to stabbing the witch.
You want to make another 2 pulls for me?
Sure, why not?
Ugh. Are you still using the knife, Jacob?
What else did you picture I was stabbing with?
That's fair, you know? Just asking for clarification.
Just, the sheer joy of it.
Okay.
Clarification. Ooh!
Jacob!
Oh, it's fine.
Ooh.
See, I told you I would just pull from the top.
Chip, you've been struggling on the ground as the witch is reciting this ritual, squirming against these spiders that are pinning you down, and you watch as they wrench your hand open and take your knife from you, start to carry it away. The coalwood tree is glowing as if the molten earth itself is pulsing up through the crust, through the roots, into the body of the tree.
Oh, shit.
The tall, twisted, and sloping branches look just like their namesake, gnarled logs of coal, a tree built from embers once burned but still pulsing with heat within. You wrench your arm with all of your strength and manage to fling off some of the spiders. You have an arm free.
Oh! Ah!
I would like to reach for my knife back.
You pull your body forward, willing it to stretch further. Oh, God, why have you not done your daily calisthenics with your wife like she always asked you to? You stretch further and further, your fingers growing closer and closer to the spiders. The witch looks over at you and says,
"Don't you dare even try. You don't know what you are attempting to interrupt."
Leave my son alone.
She pauses for a moment, looks at you and says,
"I never intended for it to be someone so young."
and then the witch plunges the coalwood stick covered in your son's perfect innocent blood into the ground at the base of the tree, screaming as she does, as if now she is feeling pain herself. Make me a pull.
Oh fuck! Because the stick in the I'm connecting lore dots. It's very good, Jacob.
The tower stands. It's fun.
As she does, a wave of force throws you back. You see a few of the spiders even go skittering, and you have your whole shoulder and the upper part of your chest back to yourself now. The ground looks like it's beginning to tear open. There is smoke emitting from a stack pipe deep within the mines near you. The earth pulsates, it tremors, the roots of the tree lift, and what you can only describe as a wave of energy shoots out from beneath it, sending tsunamis of energy away like spokes on a bicycle. And then silence. The spiders all begin to skitter away, releasing you from their grasp. Gray, ashen pollen from the coalwood trees settles around you and your son, like snow falling silently. You do not see the witch, but you do see your son still curled in a fetal position, wrapped in that gauzy material beneath the tree. His arm lays out on the ground. Spiders crawl all over it, weaving more of those wretched webs along his arm.
Oh shit!
I go over to him and start unwrapping it. Is he okay? Is he awake? Is he alive?
As the spiders scatter in every which way, you run over to Chip Jr. You grasp your child in your arms, tears falling down your face as you begin to survey what this witch has done to your perfect son. You look at his arm and see it is covered in layers of those damn spider webs. You tear at the webs, desperate to free your son from this last grasp that the witch has on him. You brace yourself, ready to uncover the gory worst as you rip off the last tangle of silk. But instead see his skin has been restored. Not a drop of blood. Just the faintest little scar, barely visible, beginning at his wrist and extending up towards his elbow.
Is he conscious?
Yeah, is he awake?
He is alive, but he is not currently conscious. It just seems like he is deep asleep. He looks serene as he is still asleep in your arms. You hear a cough from the underbrush. It's the witch.
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck.
She's stuck
I'm gonna
around?
scoop the boy up and run.
You pick him up, you stumble to your feet, you realize that earlier when you had lunged for her, you fell and hurt yourself a little bit, so you're taking a little more time to recombobulate yourself and grab your son, and you hear the witch call,
Is he all right? His arm, I tried. I was horrified when I saw that he was lost again.
Whoa.
That gives Chip pause. He's gonna stop and look back at her. What do you mean? Again?
He was lost in the woods on a camping trip. I remember. Don't worry, he won't remember this, but I will. I always remember those who give of themselves for the protection of all.
But if you're so virtuous, why would you take him? Why would you hurt him?
Is he hurt?
She is terrifying, and yet she has a small smile on her face.
I mean, I'm not a doctor. He seems pretty okay for having been stabbed, but I mean, you stabbed him and there was a lot of blood.
You look down at your son, and Chip Jr. begins to stir, coming to consciousness. He flutters open his eyes. His eyelashes were always so long, just like his mother's. And he looks at you and says, Dad? Dad, what are you doing here?
It's okay, son. It's okay. I'm here now.
Am I done? Can we go back now? I'm bored of being in the woods. It's really cold out here and I don't like sleeping on the ground.
Yeah, we built the house for a reason.
Fuck this town's traditions.
Let's go home. Let's get out of here.
And you set him down and you hold his hand and start to walk away.
No, I'm going to carry him.
Oh, okay. Even better. You hoist him up a little more and he clings around your neck. You begin to walk away and you notice that the witch has vanished. Your son leans his head on your shoulder and says, Dad, can we go get pancakes?
We have pancakes at home, son.
But I'm really hungry now. Can't we go get Josie's special pancakes?
I have some news for you, son.
You know, I just heard of this new diner in the neighboring town on the mountainside with even better and cooler pancakes.
You're having this discussion with your son, trying to do everything you can to stay away from this diner.
It's going to be real hard when we get to the car and it's parked right outside the diner. And I'm like, no, not this one. We're going to drive across town to a different one. Trust me, it's better this way.
The thing you don't know is that Chip 2 knows he's in a podcast and knows he needs to go to the Broken Yolk.
Chip, you've noticed that the storm has cleared, although there still is a nice gentle breeze coming from the center of town.
Interesting.
And on the wind, you begin to hear the emergency bells from St. Felix.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Because what you didn't see moments ago as that wave of energy radiated out from the century tree were the specific paths each one took. One wave went north, cut off where Chickadee Bluffs meets Lake Kestrel. One to the west, zigzagging its way home towards the head house of the old mine. One to the south, stronger than the rest, barreling directly towards the center of town. It raged furiously along its path, sparking with hatred, when suddenly it split. A side trail, a splinter ricocheting off, redirecting towards the Broken Yolk. 4 people huddled around a bowl containing a small fire. A wave of energy erupts into the diner, an explosion of glass and metal flying through the dining room. The once tiny flickers of fire jump with force like you've never before seen, emboldened, growing as tall as the room, licking the ceiling, leaving behind trails of soot. Ron, Lita, and Winnie, you're there too, although I suppose this doesn't matter as much, but Ron and Lita, please make me a pull, each of you.
Oh, no.
Well, I guess it's finally come to this.
Nice knowing you.
Chip, you did sure done make the tower all interesting and nice for us, I suppose.
Yeah, that's not good.
You just got to stay away from that one spot.
There's a couple.
Oh, I don't know. I think it's pretty okay.
Okay, well, that's one of you.
Lita made it. This is Ron's pull. Come at me.
It's so bad.
We're fine.
All right, Ron and Lita, 2 successful pulls. As this energy bursts into the diner during this explosion of everything, how's everyone reacting?
How's everyone reacting?
What's everyone doing?
It's like a campfire when you put on the gasoline to make it go whoosh. I mean, it sure ain't nothing to sneeze at, but this isn't something to be concerned about.
Shut the fuck up. There's some concern. There's a lot of concern. Yeah, there's much concern happening from Winnie's corner.
Winnie,
update.
I need you to calm
no,
down.
shut up. Update from Planet Winnie. I am supine. I cannot breathe too good. She is watching the one place that means more to her than anything else incinerate in front of her eyes, and as she's dying. Like, this is not good. Just horror, just pure horror.
Well, we're just getting started. So,
get a lid.
The flame jumps up. Becca jumps out of their seat, and Lita, as you cry, "Get a lid!" they turn and run towards the countertop to grab a lid to put over this pot. Unfortunately, though, the very hem of their jacket skims through the flames and catches.
No!
They do not notice until they are already at the counter. Pot lid in hand, they hold it over their head and say, "We're fine, we're fine," as a flame licks up along their side.
You're fucked, kid! Stop, drop, and roll! Throw the lid!
Beck drops the lid, sees what's happening to their jacket, and in a panic, rips it off and flings it aside.
Oh my god!
That's bad!
As they fling it, it hurtles through the air behind the countertop and lands
Fuck.
on the fume hood.
Oh!
Instantly, it catches
Fuck! No!
layers of grease that go all the way back to the day that Josie's parents opened this place, coated around the hood.
Oh no! Winnie used the fucking fire extinguisher already! Guys!
You watch
no!
as helplessly
No!
the fire transfers into the AC system, crawling through the vents of the diner.
Leave!
Yeah,
Leave!
you should leave.
Grab the picture of Josie's parents on the way out, but get the fuck out of here.
Ron goes to the back. I get Winnie's book of recipes.
Not worth it. Not worth it.
100% worth it.
No,
Ron's gonna go do that.
No.
Ron, make me a poll.
Lita
If you
is gonna.
fucking-
Yeah, I
if
know.
you fucking
Lita
die.
is gonna go make sure she gets the photograph of Josie's parents.
I was joking.
That's a bummer. I'm doing it. And
So-
then Beck is gonna get.
Yeah, you tell. What's Beck gonna do?
Well,
Yeah.
Beck was supposed to fucking stop, drop, and roll, and we will be having words later. Beck is gonna get Winnie.
So, Bob, what I'm hearing is that Ron is going one way and attempting an action.
You dumb son of a bitch.
And Lita is going another way and
you
attempting a different action.
stupid son of a bitch.
I did that on purpose.
So, I think that means that both characters have to pull twice.
Yep, that's correct.
All right, who would you like to pull for first?
Oh, man. Okay. It's more important that we get the recipes, so unfortunately that means I'm going to make Ron pull first.
Fob,
All right.
Fob, if Ronald Rodolphus dies because of this shit, Winnie will fucking haunt his ghost ass forever.
Winnie
Like
won't know.
this.
Winnie's not-
Oh!
Wow.
Well, hey, you know what's getting out of here? You know what's going to get out? The photograph.
Bob.
I didn't think it would fall.
I also did not think it would fall.
Oh my god.
Oops.
I'm reeling. What the fuck?
Ron, you are now doomed.
That's a bummer. I should have sacrificed myself to save the recipes.
I'm like so upset by this. Like I cannot explain to you the emotions that are in my body right now. Oh my god. There's guilt.
This might be the no survivors dread.
We have rebuilt our tower and then immediately taken some pulls to destabilize
It's
it.
very destabilized. Nothing is stable. Nothing. Jesus fucking god.
All right, so Lita makes 2 pulls.
Bob.
Oh no!
Oh, Fob!
Lita.
Oh no! I'm
Lita.
so
This is
sorry.
your own doing.
I'm so sorry.
Get better at Jenga.
Very good.
Oh man.
Lita makes a beeline for the wall, whereupon hangs the picture of Josie and her parents all holding hand in front of the diner. She reaches up. She is almost too short to grasp it,
Oh no.
but she stretches out and lifts it up off of the nail in the wall and clutches it to her chest, heading towards the door. Ron, you turn the opposite direction, heading towards the back where you know Winnie has stored her recipe book for safekeeping. Winnie watches you go, helpless to stop you.
She looks horrified.
Ron, what is the favorite recipe of yours in that book?
Oh, that's so hard. They're all good. They're all bangers. Yeah, I think it's the chocolate muffin one.
Really?
I could never tell you because I couldn't let you have that over on me. But it was so good. I asked Lita if she'd order them, and I'd just take them home and I'd scarf them down.
Ron, you attempt to run.
Ow. Ow.
Exactly.
Ow.
Your shin is still injured, but you hustle as fast as you can. You push behind the counter. You are heading towards the back. You notice that the flames are now reaching down past the sink to the cabinet underneath, and suddenly the grease trap beneath catches and explodes with force. Ron, you are blown backwards.
Oh my god.
You hit your back fully against the other side of the counter and collapse unconscious.
Ow.
Beck sees this. They saw where you were headed, and they dash to the back, searching frantically for this recipe book.
No! Winnie is just screaming. Like, no words, just screaming.
Are you trying to move, Winnie?
Yeah, I am. I'm trying to get my fucking crushed, wrinkled ass up and this is madness. This is fucking madness.
Just now the madness has started.
Madness. Winnie, you are gathering your strength and trying to move. Suddenly, you hear a hissing sound coming from every direction.
Fuck.
Your panic is allayed for half a second as you realize it's the sprinkler system.
Oh.
You look up, expecting to see water cascading over the flames, but are instead filled with heart-stopping horror and dread. The water merely spits from the spigots, instantly vaporizing as it hits the heat below. Your eyes start to dry out from the heat. Your chest feels heavier and heavier as you feel the oxygen depleting from the air around you. And then you hear it. Josie's voice, clear as day, echoing around the diner.
What?
I'm sorry, I just can't help but reckon that you look like you've seen a ghost. You feel a cool touch caress its way up your arm. You gotta keep this place running. Do it for me and for Mama and Daddy. You turn swiftly, but see no one there. The atmosphere is growing heavier and heavier with heat from the flames and vapors from the sprinkler water. Lita, you hear manic laughter bouncing off the walls. You look back towards where the explosion has just happened. You know your husband is behind the counter, and along the jagged edge of the exploded countertop, you see muffins and plates of eggs burst into flame. You hear Ron's voice echo around the diner.
It was a terrible, tragic place. Burned completely down. Everyone inside died hard.
You rub your eyes. Your skin is turning even more papery and dry with the heat, and because you see a fiery form of Ron flipping pancakes behind the countertop on the broken stove.
Oh my god.
Next to him, Winnie, you look and see your simmer pot boiling over again, but this time black tar is flowing out of it. You hear a cry come from the back room as you watch Beck begin to run into the main part of the diner, recipe book held aloft in their hands.
Yeah!
Oh no. Oh no. See, here's where they fucked up. You do not impersonate Josie, and you do not impersonate Ron. Winnie is filled with, like, you know how, like, sometimes parents are filled with unbridled love for their children and, like, lift cars and stuff? Winnie is filled with unbridled rage, and this is what is fueling her in this instant. She is, like, I don't even know what she's trying to do, but, like, she, like, forces herself to her feet. Not quite able to stand, like, still kind of hunched, but, like, forcing her ribs back in position as she is, like, whatever this, like, the irregulars is, like, she is, like, screaming at it. That's fucking enough! Get out of the yoke!
Oh, fuck.
Winnie, as you lift yourself up, this rage and fury and some deep emotion boiling up inside you, your hands blister as they touch the metal edges of the table, which has grown hot in the flames. They are catching on the curtains. Debris from the ceiling caught aflame is beginning to fall. Beck runs out into the main room, hearing you scream, and they say, "We have to get out of here now." Amidst this, Chip, you burst back through the tree line and see the diner.
Chip!
Smash cut.
I don't think you're getting pancakes, friend.
Hey, Chip. No, Chip, open for business. Hey, Chip.
As tempting as that sounds, I, not being a firefighter, am not really equipped to deal with this per se. So the best option I can see, and what I would like to do, would be to get in my car and leave to the nearest place that would presumably have a telephone.
You behold the diner, which inside is aflame, and you see 3 figures moving around in a panic. You, in your fear, begin to move towards your car. Your son also sees the diner ablaze. Dad, what's happening?
We're going to get to see a fire truck. Don't worry about it.
But, Dad, I see people inside.
They're on their way out, I'm sure. Don't look at it too closely. It'll hurt your eyes, scar you forever. We're just going to get in the car and we're going to go call for some help.
Someone has to rescue them. Someone has to get them out. It's going to take too long.
That's who we're going to call.
You place your son in the car amidst his protests and close the back door. You reach for the driver's side door, and suddenly, against your will almost, a phrase you just recently heard echoes in your mind.
I always remember those who give of themselves for the protection of all.
What do you do?
I jumped in front of plates for you, you ungrateful twat.
You think about the lore of this town. It's so strange and you don't understand it, but yet you are still here in Spillman. Your family is still here in Spillman. You are part of this story as well.
Alright, I guess I'll help.
Yeah!
He's gonna tell Chip Jr. just stay here, and you know what? You're old enough. You know, there's how far are we from a place that would have a phone?
If I remember the map correctly, there are houses just like down the road.
Yeah, like down the street is a neighborhood.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Chip, Junior, drive.
I wasn't thinking that. But,
Oh, okay. That's what I thought you were gonna do.
Well, that's no fun. Let the
Boy
kid
away
drive
from fire. Also.
Are you gonna tell him to run to the nearest house? Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah. That's
that
the
makes a
idea.
lot more
Like, see
sense.
that house over there? Go, bang and scream like you do.
Wait, I need make up a name. Make up the family's name.
The grocery store tins.
Oh, wait, no. What is that store called?
Hang on, let me pull up.
I've
the
got
map
it.
real
I've
quick.
got it. It's the Rockland grocery store.
Rocklands.
Go bang on Old Man Rockland's door and don't stop until he opens and calls the fire department. Tell them it's actually a real emergency and it should take less than 30 minutes for them to get here this time. They'll know what you mean.
Okay.
Also, son,
Yes?
don't get hit by a car.
Okay. He turns and runs his little body down the street towards Old Man Rockland's house. Chip, you approach the diner. You go to fling open the door. You grasp it in your hand, bracing for it to be hot, but it doesn't actually hurt your hand as much as you thought it would. You open the door and are greeted with a wave of heat. Though the flames are growing and waving, you see a path of sorts through the flames.
Follow it, screaming. What the fuck are you guys doing in here? Get the hell out.
Jesus, why the fuck are you here?
Well, I was trying very hard to leave. And then I saw a bunch of idiots sitting in a fire just screaming at themselves instead of leaving. And I guess I have to come back and help you out again. But let's worry about that later.
The flames are growing higher, and at the same time, the ceiling fan is spinning faster and faster and faster. The jukebox machine lights are flashing. The albums are shuffling back and forth with snippets of songs from every era mixing and melding into a hellish soundtrack. Light bulbs in the fixtures above each table begin to pop as the elements heat up. Chip, who are you headed for first to help out of the diner?
Not
you've
Ron.
got Lita, you've got Winnie, Ron's behind the counter, Beck is also there, but they are able-bodied.
Yeah, I guess Lita.
Oh, yeah. You can help. You big, strong.
I'm not offering to help. I'm grabbing you and dragging you towards the exit.
Well, I guess I'm going this way now. Ron, where are you? Get over here, Ron. Come on.
Oh, Chip, as you take a step towards Lita, the floor is on fire. Every step that you take, the flames dash out of the way, like there is a force field around you.
Oh, are you spider blessed? Did Eloise give you magic witch powers?
Interesting.
You scoop up Lita. As you do, the posters and the memorabilia on the wall that she did not grab melt into puddles on the ground, dark and bubbling. You look back to see Beck, who is frozen in this choice. Winnie or Ron. They are uncertain. I am also uncertain.
Would you like to roll a d6?
No, Winnie has an action. Winnie has an action.
Okay, what's Winnie's action?
Winnie would like to grab her recipe book from Beck and look at them and say, "Get that old man out of here." And I don't know if it'll work, but she wants to throw her recipes in the cleansing fire.
You're a monster.
If those slips weren't meaningful,
I died to get those. Fuck you.
Winnie would like to throw the book into the fire.
Here's why.
Okay, all right, let's hear it.
When we started this ritual, there was contention over it has to be something meaningful, blah, blah, blah. And Beck said we can start with these order slips. I feel like in Winnie's mind, that means, okay, that wasn't good enough. Let us continue with this thing. Like, maybe this is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, upping the ante.
Yeah, but we're still not going to get to concentrate on it. It seemed to be like a key point.
Winnie's intentions are very pure and focused right now. Like,
fair.
If intentions matter, it's very clear.
Fair
Get
enough.
the fuck out of my house.
Winnie, I'm not going to stop you. You don't know for sure what this will do. It could be very good. It could be very bad.
Now I don't know.
Beck looks at Ron behind the counter and Winnie, who has wrestled herself up out of her chair. They look at you, Winnie, and say, "Catch!" and throw the recipe book towards you and head towards Ron to pick him up and take him out of the diner. What do you do with the recipe book?
Can't spell angel without leg. Let's get a move on. And she will drop it into the fire, like trying to manifest her intention of, this is my entire life. My entire life is this book and this place. Like trying to let that energy of sacrifice push back against whatever is pushing against us.
Winnie, you throw the book into the fire. Chip and Lita, you are almost to the door. Chip, you are doing great. You seem to have some sort of witch boon. Lita, you have not interacted with the witch. You both see shadows dashing between the flames as you bob and weave, Chip trying to get both of you to escape. The fire is snapping and popping. The frame of the diner begins to creak, and it all sounds like howling and screaming. You are almost to the door when suddenly a gigantic body of flames grows larger, creating a figure with limbs of heat that twist and whip towards you. Lita, make me 2 pulls.
Oh no, because Ron's fucking dead.
Okay. Yeah, and you threw the thing I died for into a fire.
I'm trying to help. I'm trying to be helpful. At least I didn't burn your vow book. You old.
I offered that freely.
Old.
All right. The tower stands.
Oh my god.
Yep.
At the same moment that this fire monster forms, it lashes out towards you. Winnie, you drop the book into the fire. The book is immediately engulfed in flame. It surges with an energy. The whole room seems to inflate. And then suddenly, in a snap, the book is incinerated. Chip and Lita, you see, at the last moment before this arm of flame reaches you, Lita, it whips backwards, is pulled away. The sounds of screaming and howling recede. The fan slowly spins to a stop. The jukebox is quiet. The diner is still on fire, but these hallucinations seem to have stopped with the sacrifice of Winnie's recipe book.
Oh, shit, get out. I go.
Beck
Run.
has picked up Ron in a fireman's carry and is heading towards the door. Chip, you are at the door. Nothing else is in your way. Your action.
No, leave. Bye.
Chip and Lita, you push through the door out into the cool night. It's the embrace of air that has not been on fire is so sweet to you. You stumble into the grass in front of the diner.
We move very far away from the building.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, don't you worry. Still inside, Beck is carrying Ron towards the door. They trip and fall, spilling Ron on the floor.
Beck!
Winnie, the place grows dark from the smoke. You can't see anything and are overcome with a claustrophobic feeling. No matter where you turn or what you do, the heat is constantly on you. You've gotten to a point where you need to navigate by feel. You manage to pad your way over. You are crawling through the diner, and you find Beck and Ron. The soles of their shoes have melted, and their clothes are singed.
Oh, fuck.
Bad.
Ron is laying limp on the floor. Beck is on the ground heaving and coughing. You burnt the book.
Yeah, I fucking do something.
Winnie, you've been enduring this heat for so long. It is getting so hot that you can't even stand up. Your eyesight is starting to go blurry. Your lungs feel like they are exploding. You're dizzy. You smell your hair as it is singeing off. Your skin has started to dry out and flake from the heat.
Do I have a sense of where the door is?
Yes.
I think she would crawl up to Beck's shoulder and like try to lift them up into like a crawl, grab Beck's hand and put it on like Ron's and just keep crawling forward about 20 feet.
Beck looks from you to Ron, back to you again, and says, "What about you?" as they try to pull themselves towards the door.
No. Sweetheart, I died when the dates hit me. Get yourself out.
They pull Ron forward a little bit. They reach back for your hand to help pull you towards the door as well. Behind you, a beam from the ceiling falls, aflame, and lands on the back of your leg. You are pinned. Beck screams.
Go! Go!
With the last bit of adrenaline, they grab onto Ron, still pulling him towards the door. Almost there, the door pushes open. Winnie, you watch as with the last of their strength, they push Ron out the door and start to crawl out, dragging him along ever so slowly. It's so slow, but you watch them go. Winnie, what's your favorite memory from the diner?
I think it's something very simple. In the middle of winter, no one was in the diner. It was a slow night, but of course it never closes. So Winnie was there. And of course Josie was there because, Freddie couldn't get out of his house because the snow was piled up too high. So it was just the two of them. And they just had an overnight shift where the snow was falling outside almost like they were in a snow globe. They could see like moonlight and the light from the neon sign turn these giant flakes of snow, these multifaceted colors, almost like confetti. And they just talked. They just kind of passed the time. I think the evening started with, like Josie reading and Winnie just cleaning every surface in the kitchen because they finally had time. But it was the moment when Josie became more than a boss and more than a coworker, and the moment when Winnie realized she wasn't a kid anymore. Like, she was a grown woman and someone that she respected and a really sincere friend. Winnie made some hot chocolate and they just spent a shift in the yoke.
Winnie, a woman of deep sass. A woman wise beyond her years, hewn as such by a lifetime harder than most, filled with stories, with heartbreak from loves lost, from striving to build something good. That is your favorite memory, a time of belonging, of knowing that your roots were planted somewhere, that you finally felt secure in knowing you would never have to leave. As you lay on the floor of your beloved diner, which is now aflame, your strength is gone. The last thing that you see, you look up through the shattered window, and you see embers falling from the burning roof. And slowly they turn into those large snowflakes illuminated by the neon sign. And then the light of the sign goes out. All right. Chip and Lita.
Yo.
You have gotten out of the Broken Yolk. You are coughing uncontrollably, both of you, the night air stinging your face with its comparative coolness, incredible pain, and sublime pressure all wrapped up in its relief. Your muscles spasm and twitch, cramping from dehydration. You muster up the last bit of strength left in you and fling yourselves into the lawn in front of the diner, grasses and wildflowers around you seeming to stretch endlessly towards the sky, which is now dotted with sparks from the fire. You continue to pull yourself inch by inch further into the lawn, desperate to get away from the hell you just fought your way out of. Sparks and embers fall from above, continuing to singe your arms and legs and back as you crawl. Eventually, you are far enough from the blazing diner that you begin to feel dew that has already started to form on the blades of grass. Lita, something primal kicks in and you begin licking the ground, desperate for any bit of water that you can find. Chip, you're just laying on the ground next to her, paralyzed by overwhelming exhaustion, your shallow breath still interrupted by fits of coughing and gasping, when suddenly you hear from the diner, "Help! Help!"
Oh shit.
And you see Beck has begun to crawl out of the exit, Ron in tow. They're in the threshold of the door, and it seems like Beck cannot go any further.
No!
Get up and help, yeah.
I'll drag this limp old man out.
You push past everything in your body that is screaming, no, do not go back towards that hell. But Lita, you see your husband, and you are desperate to get to him. Chip, you see Beck, this young person, the next generation of Spillman, and you go back to get them. The two of you together pull them both from the diner back into the grass, and all four of you collapse together. Lita, you look over to Ron, who is rousing into consciousness now that he is out. He is sputtering and coughing. You can tell that he is mortally injured.
Lita kind of like leans in close to make sure he can hear and just says, "Wait for me, won't you?" And Ron, eyes like flutter open for like a second. He smiles, and you see like, the wrinkles in his face from like a look that he's had a million times. And he just says, I'm sorry I'm leaving, but I'll see you on the other. And the light behind his eyes goes out.
Ron slips into the beyond. Lita, you are overwhelmed with every emotion imaginable. But you do feel deep within a peace that could only be felt by someone who has had an assurance of decades of love. He didn't even need to say it. You know, he'll be waiting for you on the other side. Chip, you land in the grass next to Beck, completely and utterly exhausted, mind and body. Sirens begin to whine faintly in the distance as you realize you're starting to waver in and out of consciousness. You hear a crack and a rumbling sound, and manage to lift your head just in time to witness the diner folding into itself, collapsing like the turning page of a pop-up book, tumbling uncontrollably into the flames, screaming as it falls. A thick cloud of smoke mushrooms into the sky, leaving jagged columns and beams scattered messily and hanging at all angles, the heat making them appear wavy and curved, all burning bright and orange and sending a hellish glow that illuminates the terrified face of Beck, who has crawled out and is laying next to you. Their expression, equally as horrified and helpless as you, is the last thing you see before your head falls back to the ground and you finally surrender, letting yourself be swept into the cool embrace of darkness. The end.
This episode of Dread and Breakfast brought to you by Hey Christine.
Hey, Christine.
Thank you.
Hey, Christine.
This episode of Dread and Breakfast brought to you by the twinkle on Christine's goblin grin she had after she said, and that's it.
This episode of Dread and Breakfast is sponsored by Bankerton's construction company that maybe 5 years from now rebuilds the diner.
I feel like the Bankerton's about to make a pretty big donation for like some improved ambulance and fire service in this town.
Hey, dear listener. How you doing? Need a tissue? Need a shoulder to cry on? I'm here for you. I got you. Don't worry. You didn't die. I did. Thanks so much for listening to Dread and Breakfast. Thank you to Mallory Swisher-Kroll for voicing Eloise. We're really freaking excited to have her with us on this season, and you can find links to all her other projects in the episode notes. Our theme song is composed by the wonderful Morgan Thomas Mills and samples music courtesy of the American Folklife Center, Library of Congress. We'd also like to thank Jacob, I promise this is his real name, Smith, for composing an original song for the season that we featured in this episode. You can find links to all of Jacob's creative projects in the episode notes. A full list of sound credits and content warnings are also linked in the episode notes, along with a bunch of other fun stuff. Guys, go check out the episode notes. They're great. Please don't do it if you're driving. Again, as always, the best thing you can do to help the show grow is tell a friend to listen. We appreciate it so much. It means literally the world to us. So thank you. Please tell someone. Or just download all of our episodes onto their phone and, maybe they'll figure it out. I'm so excited for you all to hear The Breakfast, which is coming out next week. Can't wait to meet up with you again then. Until then, I'll see you later.